Here we go. Jimmy Sheptock from Maryland University against Jake Swartz from Boise State at 184 pounds of your weight. These are two guys that wrestle small. And what I mean by wrestling small, these guys are going after one another. They're not ear to ear. They're not pushing back and forth. They're hitting good, clean, crisp shots. And it's a very entertaining match whenever you see both of these guys go on the mat, Jimmy Sheptock or Jake Swartz.
Yeah, Sheptock's really good at a double leg. I look for him to open up with a double leg. And he also has a tough front headlock if Swartz would shoot on him. I'd like to be slapped together when I was young like this. You know, these guys are pretty strong.
These guys look great. You know, Swartz is a two-time defending Pac-12 conference champion. And you have a two-time defending champion, the ACC champion in Sheptock, who took 6th last year in the NCAAs.
Jimmy Sheptock, an All-American for the Terrapins.
This weight class, you know, these guys are going to peck away next year, or at the end of the year in March in the NCAAs. But you have Ed Ruth from Penn State at this weight class. He's clearly the heads above everybody. But these guys would be in. I'm going to guess these guys are 3rd and 4th placers. You know, but they're really, really good wrestlers.
Another situation here. Just as the last match, Jake Swartz comes in from Boise State and fills in for Ed. I'm sorry, Swartz. Jake Swartz comes in and replaces Ed Ruth at the last minute. So, you know, here's another great opportunity for Jake Swartz to come here, be on a national stage in a big, big event at this All Star Classic.
And work his way into a high national ranking here with a win over Sheptock. Sheptock was the only guy that gave Ruth a really good match last year.
2009 Fargo Junior Freestyle Champion for USA Wrestling.
Let's talk about Kerry McCoy for a little bit, the coach at Maryland.
Good idea.
I mean, he's just, you know, he's been a stellar coach. He's been a 3-time ACC Coach of the Year, an Olympian, a national champion. He's ran the gamut on all the accolades you could have as a, you know, in the sport of wrestling.
And he's a national level celloist as well.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow. I love the fast facts you're coming out with, Wade. This is fantastic.
I can't see someone, it's 6'5", 220 pounds, cut like it's chiseled out of a bar of soap, you know, and sitting in front of a cello.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just incongruous.
Well, all those celloists, is that what it's called out there?
Yes.
Should be proud to have such a...
And he had a 3.92 academic average at Penn State.
That's listen, this is all about student athletes. The academics are very, very important if you want to succeed in wrestling, because you won't be on the mat if you don't get the grades in the classroom.
The last 3 years at the National High School Championships, there's been 144 All-Americans every year for the last 3 years. The average of those 144 kids each year was a 3.62 in high school this year.
The end of one, 0-0, going into the second period. Sheptock chooses down going into the second period.
This is one position Sheptock is not good at. He struggles in the down position if he gets a good rider on top of him. This is probably his weakest position of the three, to come off the bottom. And I'm sure they've been working very strongly on that this year at Maryland, because if he doesn't get off the bottom, you know, at the NCAAs, good thing's not going to happen.
He gets right out. He gets right out. So he's probably been working on that position, and it's 1-0 for Sheptock.
Last year in the NCAA tournament. 3-2 victory going to Sheptock.
Swartz, a 3-time Washington State champion from Auburn High School, and he won the Junior Nationals in freestyle back in 2009. So even though he has not got on the podium at the NCAAs, he is a true, beautiful, beautiful high crotch. Sheptock needs to finish this year.
Not going to now.
Swartz is wrestling smart here, not giving up points on the edge. But I'll tell you, that was a beautiful high C by Sheptock.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
Oh, wow, that was just power.
He's got to get his hip up so that whizzer's working. Swartz had the winning position to pull him out of bounds, changed his position. Sheptock turned off into a double and came so close to scoring on it. That was a mental error on Swartz's side. He gave up a good position to get into a position that he wasn't sure about.
He came away unscathed with that, but I'll tell you, it was close.
In a
20 seconds left.
In a war, you can only duck so many bullets before one hits.
15 seconds to go. Period number 2.
1-0 Sheptock. 10 seconds left in the second period.
The two-time ACC champion, Swartz, a two-time Pac-12 champion.
At the end of 2, 1-0 Sheptock. And let's speak a little bit about Craig Randall also on the other side of the mat. Just a 12th season with the Broncos. Was always a stellar athlete in his own right, and just a really tough wrestler himself. He's done a great job over at Boise State.
He certainly is. He wrestled in this event back in the 80s. He wrestled Jim Jordan, the House of Representative from Ohio, here in Congress right now, and lost to him 3-2. Jordan was an NCAA champion.
Jake Swartz escapes, ties it up 1-1. Here we are, 1:35 left in the match, 1-1, Sheptock Swartz.
And they both rode each other exactly the same amount of time. We have 0 riding time on the board. 1-1, no time.
We are all locked at 1 riding time. All zeros on the board.
Here we go. Somebody's got to step up right here and go after it. I just love the field here today with 9 NCAA champions competing in this early season event.
We came close to having a couple more. I mean, it was Perry from Oklahoma came very close to them down St. John. We started last year going out of weight class matchups. Obviously Taylor and Dake last year. We wanted to expand on putting this is an All Star Classic. We wanted to put All Stars together. We wanted to move a kid up a weight class or down. You're seeing Steber and Maple coming up again.
That's a perfect example of that.
We wanted to have St. John and going against Taylor. We wanted to put Ruth and Perry together. Or Howe and Ruth. Kids love that opportunity. They love the stage to get out there, especially when it doesn't really count again. It doesn't go against their record. They're up a weight class, down a weight class. They're not going to worry about what happens here. It doesn't happen here. It's going to cost them at the NCAA championship because of
nice swing single.
Nice swing goal, absolutely. Got to finish.
Here you go. There's less than 10 seconds left. You got to move quick. Sheptock almost gets another takedown right at the end of this period. And we're going to finish regulation 1-1 and another OT match. It just goes to show you the parity between who's wrestling out there in these weight classes.
Yeah, so far Sheptock's been on 2 close takedowns, but we're starting 0-0 here. Anything can happen. Swartz hasn't opened up, so Sheptock has no clue what he has because he hasn't seen it yet.
Swartz was very close last year, losing 3-2 in a tiebreaker to Ethan Lofthouse from Iowa to become an All-American. So he's right at the cusp. He's just ready to step through that threshold. He's wrestling tough here, but I'll tell you, Sheptock he's been creating the action in this one. Nice little swing single, an attempt. Oh, a nice shot, reshot. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Sheptock. He hit a shot right off of Swartz's shot and finishes the match. And you know what? Sometimes that's very fitting. He did all the work. He took all the chances. He took all the shots, and he ends up winning it in overtime. Nothing to take away from Swartz. But Sheptock deserved that solely on we're outworking Swartz.
No question.